Student loans have been a huge topic of conversation in the United States recently, and the entire discussion about paying for college has shifted dramatically in the last decade. Going to college used to be an assumed investment that would pay off one day, but stagnant wages and seemingly endless student loan payments have many questioning if college is worth it. That's why it's incredibly important to calculate how much you can really afford before it's too late. The most obvious cost is tuition, fees, and room and board. These are the direct costs. Many people make the mistake of maxing out their budget solely on those items. They don't consider the indirect costs, like books, supplies, and travel. You might find a great program across the country, but you want to consider the cost of flying home for holidays and breaks. The good news is, in the same way that costs can add up, so can financial aid. You can piece together funds in the form of scholarships, grants, and work-study programs. Of course, there are also loans. Perhaps the most tedious part of college budget calculation is getting all the forms together. To help the process go smoothly, gather this paperwork ahead of time. You'll want tax returns for the student and the parents if applicable. Also, gather earnings statements like W-2s and statements that show the family's savings and investment accounts. Some forms will ask about merit-based aid, and here it can be helpful to also have the student's academic record handy. So let's crunch some numbers. You'll want a spreadsheet with columns for the college, each type of cost, and whether it's in or out of state, public or private. According to the College Board, in 2023 to 2024, the average tuition and fees for full-time students who went to an out-of-state school were more than twice as much as in-state. Going to a private school introduces another 43% price increase over out-of-state. Next, find your student aid index. That is a formula that allows financial aid offices to determine the federal student aid you would receive if you attended the school. If this number is low, you may be eligible for more need-based financial aid, like grants or subsidized loans. Many college websites have net price calculators in the financial aid section. Enter your information and note the outcome on your own spreadsheet. If you can't afford the cost with your family contribution and aid, you may have to consider loans. Before taking on any loan, put the number and the rate in a free online amortization table. This is simply a list of all the payments you have to make as well as the interest you'll have to pay. You'll see exactly how long you'll be paying a loan off and what your total cost will be. You can also find funds in scholarships and grants, but be prepared for the amount of time and work it takes to apply. It can be a part-time job in itself. You don't have to be a senior in high school to start looking either. Some programs are open to younger students. Start looking at FastWeb, scholarships.com, or the U.S. Department of Labor's free scholarship search tool. As the saying goes, the best time to start saving for college is 10 years ago. The second best is now. No matter how late you feel you're starting, you can change your habits now toward the best outcome for your college affordability. Once you receive acceptances, compare the financial aid offered by each school. Put the information in your spreadsheet along with the estimated indirect costs for each school so you can get a full picture of the cost. If you plan on working, calculate how much you think you can earn monthly, and if you can keep up on payments needed during the school year without overwhelming yourself. As you get more serious about narrowing down schools, make sure you plan out the numbers for all 4 years, not just the first year. Then, do your best to separate emotions from your financial reality. Also consider that about a third of undergrad college students drop out before finishing their program, so you could be stuck with loans without even having the degree. Take as much time as possible to make your decision and talk it over with your parents and other trusted adults. When you think you have a plan, write out a story of how you'll pay for college as if explaining it to a child. Make sure the numbers add up before you sign up. And if you want more content like this from MarketWatch and the Explainomics playlist, please subscribe and keep checking back for new videos. And we'll see you next time.